Nations Feast, the last couple of years when we've had the meetings over it, it's been discussed that we are in traditional territory of Filet, but at the same time, we're a multinational school and facility. So how do we accommodate everybody that wants to partake and wants to have interest in the feast? So I think what we basically discussed in the past is that we would run it in somewhat of a traditional fashion. But as we're doing the events throughout the day, we explain to everybody as we're doing the steps and why we do the steps and how it may modify for each of the nations that are represented there. And that was an easier way for us to be able to explain it and to be able to basically host the feast without offending anybody. We found that was the easiest way to do it, and I think through the feedback that we've had from these meetings, it seems to be unified that that's the best route to go. We acknowledge everybody that enters the house, basically, right? What clan they're from and nation and their name. And that, in a sense, is representing everybody. There's a lot of people that don't have clans or don't have names. So in a sense, for that feast, they are adopted into what we call the butterfly clan. Right? So everybody is in a clan when they come into the hall. The butterfly clan is posted at all 4 clans that we have in the hall. So the easiest way to explain is we have the seating set up like this with the feasting table, which is the goods table, gifting table in the center. Off to the side is where we have the food. The entrance door is here. We usually have a couple of bodies here that are greeting everybody that comes into the hall. And they announce each person into the hall. And the clan, I think the head close clan, where did we see them last year, Gloria? Do you remember?
Near the
Was it near the kitchen?
food. All right, near the food.
Was it near the food?
Mm-hmm.
So this would be the host.
The host control the food.
Yeah. And then the other 3 clans that we have, but to make it fair to everybody, all those that come in that didn't have a clan and were technically adopted were placed randomly in all 4. It's a way for them to be able to meet new people and be able to exchange with the different groups throughout, and that seems to work quite well. The issue that we found last year is we actually ran out of space. We're actually running out of space here because we have more interest that goes on. So once they're in and they're seated, we then start explaining how the evening is going to proceed and the protocols that are incorporated and why we're using those protocols. And then we explain the differences between the different feasts that we have so that people have a better understanding of what's going on. And then once we do that, then we go into the feasting portion. After the feasting portion, then we have all of the entertainment, speeches, and then the last thing in the evening is what we call a gift giving. That's where we pay everybody for being there to witness the event and coming to join us. That's basically how we set it up, but in these meetings, that's why we have them, is so that we can organize it and we can bring up any issues that we may have as far as volunteers. We need people to do certain things throughout. And then as the event's going, who is in charge of what and who's coordinating what, so that we can direct somebody to do it as we're doing the feast. This is similar to what we do within my nation and my clan. My role, my responsibility is master of ceremonies and keeper of protocol. So whenever we have the meeting, I have to be there to make sure that we're adhering to our protocols. And I'm a very heavy stickler for that. I won't let them deviate from that, because that's our way. But my job after those initial meetings is to check on the people that have been designated, to make sure that we are moving on track, that the tasks are being done. And then the day of, if there's any issues, that person is the one that we go to deal with those issues, if that's what they've been assigned. And it's up to them to make sure that it gets dealt with. It takes the pressure off, because it's not just one person, it's a group of people that are actually making this feast happen. And that's basically how we coordinate it. And we always recognize our elders, our chiefs, our matriarchs are always recognized throughout. And we make sure that when we start filling up, that they have the seating. The younger ones can always stand, and this is something that we have to instill. So basically that's how it is. As they come in, they get seated. Once they're all seated, we explain everything. Then we go into the feasting. After that, we go into our entertainment and stuff that we have, business that we have to do. And then the final thing is payment. And then people can just stay and socialize after. So that's basically how it's going to be set up, and that's how we've kind of done it the last 3 years.
We'll mix it all together.
Okay, they're gonna put the stove,
Okay.
so, why don't we move it out of here?
to go like that, but then he would stop drumming.
There.
Where are we going?
Oh, to the table on the left, inside in the food room? Okay.
Can we take these two and that one picture for
Blue frog or big frog? So they're both frog, so where's big frog?
Elders. And this is our 5th year, right, of conducting this feast. And each year we've invited different groups to come. This year we have several activities we are going to be doing tonight. And when we are involved with a feast, there are many different types of feasts. Naming feasts, adoptions, when people get married, and we even have divorce feasts. Except you got to pay lots of money. So we have the different clan symbols around the wall. And because we cover the whole province and we have international students and many Aboriginal groups from all over North America and South America and Central America, we have the various clan symbols related to our various traditional territories. And so in some areas, we may have the large frog, which is in this section to my right. And we also have the little frog, which is not in this section. And we come from many different Aboriginal groups throughout the world. We also have international students from Asia and indigenous people from Africa. And so we try to incorporate or try to include them throughout our activities. So we have been unable to confine ourselves to a very specific group. And because this is Learning Feast, we'll be explaining some of the process to you and some of the protocol. And normally when we start, we first seat you. You've been coming through the door now, and we seat you. And the reason we do that is because the place where you are seated, you're representing that clan and the traditional territories of that clan. And so if I wanted to fish, I'm over there with the grouse and beaver. And if I wanted to fish, I could not go into any of these other clans' territories to fish or pick a blueberry. I would be trespassing. And so in order to go to my father clan's traditional territory, I'd have to get their permission. And my father clan is this clan over here. And if I ever need help in our traditional system, we always go to our father clan to help us. Did you know you were responsible for me? And once they help me, then my clan, which is over there, will recognize and acknowledge them at a later date. And we'd add to what you already contributed, and we'd give another gift as an acknowledgement. So, have you got any questions so far, other than your stomach's growling?
The question was, there was a notice that there was a butterfly clan for each of the major 4 clans that are listed here. What we've done is that we do realize that we have some peoples that are not identified within the indigenous communities with the clan system. So what we did is that we recognize that and honor that if somebody came forth and said they were Scottish Canadian or Euro Canadian, or if they were identifying as Canadian, then we would say, well, okay, then we'll put you as butterfly clan and we'll seat you down. So you're actually butterfly clan associated with, if you're seated in this area here, then you're part of the frog clan and the raven clan, and this is the clan that you're sitting with, and we've just tried to distribute all the butterfly clan equally as they come in. So it, as you come in, they'll list it and they'll seat you down. So if you came in as butterfly clan, you are butterfly clan, but you're associated with the side that you're sitting in. So these ones here, if you're butterfly clan, you're going to be little frog and caribou and goose and mountain. So these are some of the clan symbols that you'll find in the Indigenous communities throughout Canada. So same as the butterfly clan from over here, they'll be associated with the wolf, the eagle, and the bear, and the fox, and so on. And same with the ones, butterfly clan sitting with the beaver, and the owl, and the moose, and the grouse, and the fireweed clan.
Chiefs, matriarchs, elders, ladies held in high esteem, honored guests. My name is Robert Russ. My Haida name is Takiao. The next portion that we'll be doing this evening is the feasting portion. But I want to lay down some protocols of what happens in the feasting hall in a situation like this. As you can see, we are all seated. There's no tables in front of you, behind you, or on side of you. So the food that's being served, when you take the food, you're responsible for that food. The food that's being prepared here has been gathered. There's been love and care that has been put into the preparation. First the harvesting, the prepping, the cooking, and now the serving of it to you. So in the feasting hall, if you spill anything, or if you dump anything on the floor, you are held accountable to the house. Not just you, but the whole clan that you are sitting with is responsible for that. This is part of the protocols that we have within different feasting halls and within different nations. There are different ways of doing it. In some of the cultures, if you even spill a drop of something when you're serving, you have to make payment to that individual. Not just you, but your clan, because it's the host clan that usually serves you the food. Depending on the culture that you come from. In ours, elders are always served first. So elders will be the first ones to be served, followed with the diabetics and then the rest of the house. But we will do it by the clans that we have here this evening. And we're actually going to start at the back, or being directed to this side. So actually what we're going to ask you to do is we're actually going to ask you to go out this door, come around, and then go in through the other door at the back. And you can be served on either side of the tables here. This way we don't have a clutter of people when we're trying to get into the food area. That way we have a steady traffic line. Do remember that you are held accountable for any spillages that happen this evening. And the payments can be in different forms. It can be a monetary. We could ask you to sing. We could ask you to dance, tell a story. Depends on what the offended house feels like asking for. The reason that we say this is that monetary is really a tough term to impose on people, because not everybody carries change in their pockets. So instead, we may ask you to do something else for us. Like I said, sing a song, tell a joke. Right? Tonight is a night of education. This is how we teach you about the different ways that we conduct our protocols throughout feastings. As I said, there's lots of different feastings. This is an all-nations feast, but it's being hosted by the First Nations Center and their staff and the host clan, Gloria. So we would like to thank you for coming. Thank you for listening to me. I will be speaking throughout the night about the different protocols that we conduct, because that is my role within my nation, is the master of ceremonies and keeper of protocol. So I like to educate you as to the different levels of protocol that we have depending on the territory that you go into. The protocols that we are adhering to here tonight are from this traditional territory or for the traditional people within this area. But there is a modern touch to some of it. So we will be lenient in some ways, but not in all ways. So you are being watched. So with that, I think we can go on. We've had a blessing of the food. We've had a welcome. As soon as the ladies have given me a cue that we are ready, we will start with the elders and the diabetics from this clan, and then we'll work our way around this way. With the elders and diabetics first. The younger people and the rest of the public, you can please wait till the elders and diabetics have been served first. Oh, wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Only what you're gonna eat.
I'll eat it, believe me. My food, oh my God.
Too much?
No, that's okay.
Try to stick on one side, please.
Hey,
It's the same food on both sides. So just come for through line this way and go back to your seat. It's not roundabout. Your desserts over on the left-hand side. The breads and sandwiches over here.
Did I touch it?
No.
Excellent. All right.
Got salt and pepper there?
There is salt and pepper here, yes.
Yes.
Please pay attention to how you're serving yourself. We just found some food on the floor.
That's kind of hard. It hurts my skin. No way. I'm going to give you my anti-icky.
How's it going? Oh, sick as a dog. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're fundraiser. Are they? And probably one, oh no, I don't want to put the kitchen there, right? Hang it up, and then we had to dry it. And then we had to cut it into pieces. Then we had to wrap it. And for us to bring it here to cook it for you. So that's how much work was put into the food that we presented in feast halls. Today we're pretty lazy, we only go a few feet. So this is my father clan, and the Grouse clan over there, we're the hosts. So when you dump our food, that's an insult to the host. Isn't that right, hosts? Yay! I have two supporters. So, what you have to do, who's your big chief here? Just point at somebody. Jennifer is the big chief, and she's unanimously selected here to be the chief. So now what she's going to do is she is now going to collect from her bear clan some sort of monetary sense. or gold bar.
Gold bar.
You all have to give. You have to turn in your bus money and walk home. We have many protocol situations in the feast hall. The other thing is walking in front of elders, walking behind elders, bumping people, stretching over chief's shoulder, because if we touch you, we're interfering with your sacred space. All right, there, chief. How much moolah? She's a teacher and she's got to add.
Pressure.
$9.40.
Aren't they rich? $9,400.
$400. Yes.
We also have Monopoly money. Oh my. Are you my clan? Oh my. Oh, we're going to get rich. Look how big the frog clan is. Okay, the Bear Clan has collected lots. And so they're going to explain what happened here. And the big chief here has a little chief.
Special guests, and unfortunately we had a little accident, and now we're just compensating the host. It's a get rich quick.
So we want to thank you for having us, and we're honored being here, and we made a mistake by dropping the food you worked so hard for, and this is what we have for you.
Over to the chiefs over here. Yeah.
Hello. I would like to apologize. My daughter Heidi has dropped a piece of meat on the floor. And part of our culture and part of our teachings is that that we respect food, and we instill that in our children to know that. And I know that Heidi feels really bad, and it's a life lesson that we teach our children, these types of messages, and that is basically one of the purposes and the principles of having a potlatch system like this. So we've collected 3,400 to go towards the student fund for emergency, and I would like to just apologize on behalf of our clan, and we have paid our dues and we'll just give it to the Gross clan.
Good woman.
Okay, we have Jonathan Hansen and Cassie Roberts with her 2 children, Tony and Lily. And Tony and Lily have only had 3 lessons in jigging. So they're going to do a dance for you tonight. And right after that, John is going to demonstrate the broom dance. Okay, so just before, when he starts the broom dance, I will tell you the legend about the broom dance. Okay. So I'd like to share that Tony is 5 and Lily is 4. Okay, John is going to demonstrate the broom dance, and legend has it that way back when there was 2 men in a cabin, and it was getting on springtime, and they were getting a little cabin fever, I guess. So one picked up the broom to start sweeping the dirt floor, and he started sweeping and sweeping. So the other one picked up his fiddle and he started playing. So as he was playing, the broom started getting faster and faster and keeping in time with the music. And then there was a little competition. So here comes the broom dance.
Okay, now some of these steps are on the floor, so those of you guys in the back, you might want to stand up if you want to see the steps on the floor, because most of these steps are done on the floor, okay? So any of you guys that would like to see the steps closer, do rise up and stand up, okay? Ready? Go ahead.
In order to silence the hall. As I said earlier, my name is Robert Russ. I'm the lead on the First Nation Center Drummers. We basically started about 4 years ago. We were asked by the athletic department if we would want to come out and help support the UNBC Timberwolves basketball team. We said sure right away, but at the time, once they left, I went, what are we doing? We had no idea what they wanted us to do. So we started basically with about 8 of us, I think, 7 or 8 of us at that time, and basically all we were doing was chants for the team and drumming. Well, last year, over the last 4 years, we've been able to attend 4 provincials and 1 national championship with the UNBC Timberwolves basketball team. Last year we started cheering for the soccer team inclusive. So now we do it for both teams. And last Christmas, the First Nation Center purchased the first drum that we have here. Over the Christmas holidays, I transferred the First Nation Center logo and painted it. And we've been using that one faithfully. Well, this last summer, I'll go a bit ahead. Last winter, during the Christmas holidays, one of our fellow students passed away in a car accident. Camille. He was a member of our drum group, and he was very honored. The very first time that he came out with us, and we handed him a drum. The smile that this gentleman had on his face, I'll never forget. And he kept that smile all the time. He was a joy of light within the First Nation Center. And it was sad that we lost him. This last summer, there was an elders conference here in Prince George at the university. And a gentleman was selling powwow drums. And we're very honored this evening to have Camille's mom, Celia, here with us. She attended that conference, and for some reason, this drum that we have here in the middle called out to her. She purchased that drum and she donated it to the First Nation Center drummers. The gentleman that built it had this to say. My name is Norman Retaskett from Cache Creek, BC. I made this drum to respect all females. I chose the color pink to show respect to the grannies of our nations. To sit at this drum, you must be clean and respectful to all females. Your granny, your mother, aunties, sisters, young girls, and yet to be born females. July 11th, 2013. We're very honored to have this drum, and when we talked about the colors, Norman came and visited us last week, and he didn't know why he chose the two separate pinks. The one pink, the lighter pink, represents breast cancer. The darker pink is one that symbolizes stop bullying. So it was quite amazing, and when he talked to us about it and he gave us the story on it, it was amazing how it intertwined. And so now, us as First Nation drummers, the first time that we used this in a performance outside of the university was to honor these Sisters in Spirit's Vigil, which was to honor all the missing and murdered women across Canada. There are two songs that we sang that night. The first song was the Women's Warrior, followed by the Strong Woman song. I myself am an advocate against the cruelty against our women and how it needs to stop. I am not ashamed to say that I was one of those statistics. And I have a right to stand here and speak up against it, because 14 years ago, I came back to life and came to reality. And since that time, I have been an advocate against the violence, against our, not only Aboriginal women, but all women and children. It needs to stop. What we're going to do here this evening is we're going to sing these two songs. But to honor those ladies and all ladies, what I'm going to ask is for you ladies, I'm going to ask you to come and form a big circle, comfortable circle around this drum. And then you gentlemen, there was a role that we as men had within our life, and that was the protector of our women and our children. Women don't need protection because they are warriors on their own, but we had a role, and we have forgotten that role. And that role needs to be instilled not only in who are here now, but the younger generations and the generations to come. So with this, I will ask all you ladies to please come and form a nice tight circle around here. Once that circle is formed, I'm going to call upon all you men, gentlemen, to please form a circle around the ladies, and I'm going to ask you to turn your back so that your back is facing the ladies. This is not to dishonor them. This is to remind you of the role that we have. That role is the protector of all women and children. So with that, I'll ask the ladies, please, lead us in song.
Hey, 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 yah-hee-oh, yah-hee-oh, hey, hey, yah-hee-oh, yah-hee-oh, hey, hey, yah-hee-oh, hey. Hey,
each and every one of you for participating in this. Please ask you to take your seats. So ladies, I thank you and I honor you and I publicly apologize to each and every one of you because what is being done to our women is wrong and that needs to change. To you gentlemen that are here in the crowd, the message that I ask you is to pass it on. Pass it on to the ones that you know, to your friends, to your family, to those young ones, and to those that are yet to come. That we have a role and a responsibility, and that we need to maintain that role and responsibility of respecting our ladies, our women, our mothers. Again, Hawa.
Us is we're going to offer our appreciation. It's a gift, and it's a gift on behalf of this wonderful drum that's been to us for First Nation Center, and we do want to acknowledge Celia and just to acknowledge that. So Robert Russ is going to be presenting a gift.
On behalf of the First Nation Center drummers and the First Nation Center staff, I'd like to thank you for honoring us with this beautiful drum in honorment of your son. To us, it's a value, and it is something that we cherish, and he'll always, forever, be in our hearts, in our minds, in our prayers.
And I want to tell you that it's really not myself who is giving to the First Nation this drum. Because the day that I saw that I can first time, his visitor was telling to the two ladies about the purpose of that drum. And it was very interesting for me. So I continued walking around looking on the boots, but I came back and somehow it was in my head, somebody asking me I want that drum. But then again 3 times, I want that drum. It was not me. And then at the same time I was asking myself, what for we have that drum? And again, I want that drum. No question about it. So I went and I told the gentleman, you know what? I will have that drum. And are you sure? What for do you want that drum? I said, I don't know the answer yet, but it's coming. So, but first, I want to ask you something. Please write for me the purpose that you had when you were building such drum. Okay. He pulled a page from a book. He started writing. He finished. At the same moment, this gentleman was coming at the spot, and he was handing me the page. So he said hello to me. I asked him, do you remember me? Of course, I remember you. He said, well, I want to ask you something. So having that paper, I handed to him and asked him, please read this. And then he told me, you don't know how to read English. I said, yeah, I know, but I want that you read this, please. So he started reading, he finished, and he told, oh, how interesting. I said, yes, it's very interesting, but the next part is more interesting because this is now belongs to First Nations. And at that time, I felt that it was not me talking to him. Saying, yes, it belongs to First Nations, and I hope that some girls from the First Nations start a group with the leading top roles, you know, and they invite me to learn something about your culture and about your tradition, and I will be very honored. So, it's yours. Continue to
stand up. If we can have the Northern British Columbia Graduate Student Society Board. Okay, and we want to acknowledge them, and maybe they can introduce themselves. So I'll walk around with this little microphone. I guess our other handheld wasn't working, so if they can introduce, we want to know them and we want to acknowledge them, so I'm going to move it around the room and they can introduce themselves.
Hey everyone, my name is Spencer Greeting. I'm the Aboriginal rep for the NBC GSS, Northern British Columbian Graduate Student Society.
Big round of applause. Now, is that a Shimshan First Nation?
What's that?
You also represent the Shimshan?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Mojtaba. I'm from Iran. I'm doing a master's in computer science at UNBC, and I'm representative of College of Science and Management.
Hello everyone, thank you very much for having us here today. My name is Mike Dewar and I'm the Green Rep on the Grad Society.
Hi, my name is Bobby Chevry. I'm the current VP for the Graduate Student Society. I'm originally from the Okanagan and I had many friends in the Minticton Indian Band, and it's an honor to be here.
Hello everyone, my name is Ahmed. I am from Egypt. I am doing a master in laser physics. I am represent CSUN position at UNBC.
Hello everyone, my name is Maria Orchepa. You know me probably. What else to say? Yeah, I am representative of CASH, and I am very happy, honored to be here. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Cara and I'm the International Student Representative. Thank you very much for having me today.
My name is Brooke Boswell. I'm the president of the Graduate Student Society.
I saved the best for last.
One of the things that I do at home in order to get the crowd quiet is to say, if you're talking, you're not listening. Therefore, if you're not listening, you're not respecting the person that is speaking. Those people are trying to educate you with their words. So by speaking, you're tuning them out, which is disrespectful in a lot of cultures. So normally, when the level starts to go up a certain bit, I'll just stand out and I'll use my inside voice. And I'll go, "Excuse me," real loud. And then I'll use that line. And it's amazing how quickly the tone goes from here to where you can hear a pin drop. And I said, now that's how you respect the person that is speaking. Thank you. We are going to move on. As you can see, we have 3 drums here. We've told you the story of the 2 of them. Well, this last week, we're very honored. We were gifted a 3rd drum. And tonight, we would like to thank Professor Dennis Proctor for donating this. He is a renowned ballroom dancer, but he is also a Blackfoot prairie chicken dancer. So he's offered his services to come out and drum with us and dance with us, and we thought it very fitting that we're having this feast this evening and that this drum is to be played this evening. He says it was keeping him company in his house, but it was silent for a lot of years. So the other day it was brought back to life with the song. So this evening we want to honor him and honor the drum and have it publicly witnessed here that this drum has been brought to life. So with that, I'd like to turn it over again to our First Nation Center drummer ladies. And John. I apologize, John.
Stella would say Cujo to Casa Play. Stella would say Cujo to Casa Play. Goodbye, Sylvie. Yeah, hey.
This is a whole song. You have to get out.
Just this glass. You guys got let off the hook. Dennis, on behalf of the First Nations Center drummers and the First Nations Center, we're very honored and pleased with the gift that you've bestowed upon us and adding to our repertoire of drums. It's a beautiful drum and has a beautiful song, and I know that there is a story behind it as to where it came from, and it's traveled a long way, but we will do it in honor and we'll use it proudly. And again, we'd like to thank you for your contribution to our drummers. We'd like to bestow this gift upon you. Thank you very much. Hello.
Howdy, my name is Jean-Baptiste. My family is from around Smithers, and we trace our lineage back to the Wet'suwet'en Nation in the Lac-Sevier clan.
My name is Alana Kanor Shawant. I am Sakwetmuk. My father is Bear Clan, and I am Butterfly Clan.
Howdy, my name is Melissa Teed. I am of the Tatchak Rose Clan of the Southeast First Nation.
Hey there, I'm Shalane. I'm from the Sinshan and Tahltan Nations, but I'm from the Kiskawada Clan.
My name is Brooke Boswell. I'm an international person from Japan, New Zealand, Singapore, the States, from a whole bunch of different countries. So I guess I'm Butterfly Clan, and my family here in Prince George is from Githatlan.
Wolf Clan?
Start dancing.
Okay, they get your berries.
And they can dance with their berries?
Yeah, you have to dance with your berries.
Dance with your berries.
I get the rhythm here now.
Can't hear you.
Come on, dance towards Paul there. Dump your money in there. Come on, Bear, show them how to dance. Don't dump your money there.
They make me roar too.
He's acting like a bear, just in case you didn't notice. So you guys fly like the eagle or wave around like the flowers, be the butterfly, be cranky like the crow. So you demonstrate what your plan reps are. Okay, now you can enjoy your berries.
Bear got away. He's got berries. How else did he get a bag?
Somebody help him. Salmon or something.
Hey, Mom, that bear wants more berries.
Women, once you let your man loose, he never stops.
Now you guys have to outdo them.
Okay, the bear raised close to $70 towards the Needy Students Fund. Give them a hand. Okay, caribou. You guys are caribou, little frog, butterfly, mountain. Goose? I don't know how you want to be goose. So little frog and caribou, you'll be dancing for your berries and putting in your whatever spare change you have. You all have your berries? Okay, caribou song.
Say what the daddy knows you what to
Show us your stuff. Go for it, Tyler.
Alright. Oh, this is so bad. You guys didn't teach me this now. Oh yeah.
Remember your goose too. If you're a heron or a crane, watch your neck. If you're Martin, you're crawling up a tree. Show some
Only the frog side
Please follow the leader. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if that's a killer whale. I've never heard of moose even erupt.
Got 129.30.
The host plan?
29.30.
129.30. That was 1,000.
Oh, is there more? Oh, just wait. No, just wait.